What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to OD
Podcast.
Oh.
Period.
Anywho, I got another Telfar bag in the mail today.
How many you got now?
4.
That's not bad. How many? You have a limit, or you just kind of just?
Honestly, the way that these Birkins is talking on Instagram and Twitter, I'm just collecting them.
Yeah,
I just want them. Honestly, I do carry bags a lot lately. I mean, but I genuinely really like the small Telfar bags, because the first one that I got that was small was the green, and like I put my stuff in there and I was like, wow, this is actually convenient as hell, because I hate carrying a lot of stuff, but then I also be wanting to carry a bag. So, it was cute. I was like, so let me just get some more in different colors for each outfit.
Yeah, it's too bad they call it what is it called, the small, or is it called the mini? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Because people were complaining about the size, but to be honest, at least for women, it's the size of most crossbody purses. You know what I'm saying?
Especially a Jaquima's bag.
Okay, yeah. Well, you could fit 3 of them inside the small Telfar.
That's what I'm saying. So I never understand
why people really buy that bag. I've never seen it on anybody.
A Jaquima's?
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen people buy like the coin purses, the purse of the Jaquima's bag that look like a coin purse. It's a circle. It's literally this big.
Is it because it's cheap and accessible?
It's because it's a label and it's not cheap.
I mean, cheap as in like, because it's like $500.
That's not cheap to me. I
mean, you're right. It's not cheap, especially considering that. But you can spend $500 and get a nice camera bag from MCM.
Yeah. Even that's expensive to me. I mean,
yeah, it is. It's expensive to me too, honey. Shoot, I use coupons on my MCM bag.
I think that I've grown. Like at one point in life, especially when I started making my own money for real, I definitely was a person that was like, maybe I should spend more money on my stuff and blah blah blah. Which I do. I like when I buy sneakers, I definitely buy like, for the most part, just like Jordans and Yeezys have become like the price of Jordans. They dropped in the recent years because they used to be more than what they were.
Mm-hmm.
But girl, I done made a fucking purchase of some $770 shoes 3 months ago, and I have not stopped thinking about it since my car swiped. Like, I think about that shit every day. Like, in my head, I'm like, honestly, I need to wear these to work, because I need to get my money's worth. But then in my head, I'm like, you ain't need to wear them to work, because if something happened to it, you paid $770 for these shoes.
Yeah, but it's almost like, okay, so do you not wear them? Because
I wear them when I go out. I just wear them like, honestly, they're a bit of a carry. They're not like some shoes that I can just wear every day, even though the style is almost like Chucks, but they're like chunky and they curl up. Like they're so cute though. So I don't necessarily regret it, but I know for a fact that I can't do that no more.
I know what you mean. I bought, after my most recent designer haul, I returned most of the stuff I bought. I only kept the MCM bag, and I got some Ferragamo glasses, but they was covered under my insurance. But even then, I'm just like, this don't even feel right. So y'all, I just want to point out that this is our 95th episode, which means we are 5 episodes away from 100, which is crazy to think about. We don't record. Yeah. And honestly, overall, it's been more than 100 episodes. But once me and Draco started recording together, I took down some of the episodes in the past. I just tried to make it consistent, because I was kind of all over the place when I was first starting out. Not all over the place. I just didn't have a format yet. It was going how I wanted to go at that time, and then how I wanted to go change. So that's lit. No, I feel you. So for our 100th episode, I want y'all to send us some stuff you want us to talk about. Maybe we can make it special. You know what I'm saying? We should give us some ideas. I think we got some cool things that can align with that. But we just want to hear from the people. And speaking of people, we definitely got an uptick in listens over the past week. And I don't know where y'all came from, but I appreciate it.
Okay, then. Welcome.
And while y'all here, leave us a review. And let the review be 5 stars. Don't play with me.
I keep looking at see if my laptop is charging, because my dumb ass was moving my bed and pushed the charger out of the wall and it bent.
I
But
seen it.
I got a new piece though.
Thankfully, yeah. Thanks. Shout out to Apple for making it to where you can take that part off though. Because
Yeah,
imagine having to spend $80 on a whole new charger.
not me.
But you know the real
I
reason
bought
for
that
that.
one. Like, I mean, honestly, I think that piece isn't an Apple piece because I only paid like $3 for it, but it works.
I can't even remember how much it really cost at Apple Store.
25.
Oh, okay. My AirPod Pros keep falling on my ear. None of the AirPods. The only thing that ever fit my ears perfectly is the headphones that come with the phone. But obviously, wearing those are inconvenient. I was doing a pickup the other day, and this girl headphones got caught in a doorknob, and I was like, "You need to get some AirPods." But let me tell you, they're so inconvenient. But they're the only things that actually fit in my ear. And the AirPod Pros do come with different size like attachments, so they can be secure in your ear. But it don't work for me. It's just like, why the AirPods can't be the size of the regular headphones? Like, dang.
Yeah, I like using the regular headphones at the gym.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I've actually
AirPods just are not good for the gym. Honestly, I really thought about just not using AirPods at all and just getting me some beats because I like I love my music loud and I like I want some of the headsets.
Oh, you want some over the ear? So I used to have some power beats, which are the ones that go in your ear and they kind of have that little cord to wrap around your neck, and I like those. But shortly after I got them, the AirPods came out, so I just returned the beats. I'm like, oh well.
Yeah, honestly, AirPods are a waste of time.
Oh, I don't know, but I ain't gonna say all that.
I mean, just because of the like talking on the phone and using it for stuff like that. But when you actually have to do active things, like when I'm working out and like when I went to Stone Mountain, I used them. They weren't really good. They kept falling out. And I had to worry about not turning my head a certain way because I didn't want them to come out. Like it was just too much to think about.
Yeah, you know, there's like a tiny population of humans who have those ears where the AirPods really sit inside their head, like to the point where you can't even tell that they got something in their head. Y'all and the people who can take naps anywhere or go to sleep anywhere, I envy y'all, including you.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't mean to go to sleep. I came home.
I wouldn't even talk about see. Look at that head dog.
I'm just saying in general, like I really came home. I had a shoot early this morning, and I went to sleep last night at 10. Did not mean to do that. I went to sleep at 10, woke up at like 7 or 6, and then I just started like folding clothes. Like I feel like the majority of my move was just clothes because everything else is pretty secure in place. But like, I don't want to have to buy a dresser for my room, so I didn't. Like, you didn't buy one?
I don't have a dresser, but I do have 3 closets in my bedroom, so it.
Yeah.
And I store stuff under my bed too, like my underclothes, my socks, and all that are under the bed. Then my shoes and clothes in the closet, and then my other closet has like towels. Like I don't have any dresser, and I couldn't even think of a dresser that would align with my decor anyway. So I'm just like, I guess I ain't gonna have one.
I mean that, and I don't want to dresser because it take up more space in my room.
That too, yeah.
But. So I'm trying to put these clothes together. I do have some under bed storage that I bought these little things from IKEA, and I've just been putting like my day-to-day t-shirts. Like I wear black shirts pretty much every day to work, or I have like undershirts and stuff like tank tops. So I got that, and then I got another one where I have like sweatpants and sweatshirts because I don't want to hang those up in the closet. So
you have those little black zipper containers?
Yeah, but I got the white one. But it's that, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got too under my bed. It fits. I have a Zenith Smart bed frame, and it fit perfectly under there.
Same.
Oh, twins!
I actually saw somebody moving out of my building like a few days ago, and they had the same bed. I was like, "Oh, so this is just like a popular bed."
Yeah, it's the Smart Base?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, people have kind of transitioned away from. You remember the rails we had when we was kids? The ones you better not kick that thing.
Yeah, I kicked this one actually, and it felt the same.
Oh, never mind, dear. But yeah, the Zenith one has become really popular because it's super easy to just pick up and go, and it's high off the floor, and it allows you to have, because of the height, you can have storage under the bed. I like it. And I just recently bought a bed skirt for my bed, so now you can't even really tell that that's what my bed's sitting on. I was trying not to get one, but I needed it because when I take pictures in my room, you can just see containers, and I don't like that.
I'm just getting into how to air fryer mix the refrigerator and the stove.
Okay. Anyway, so you have moved this week. How you liking your new place?
Hey, I love it actually. It's I've definitely been more active. Like I've walked more already. I've been here a week. I've been walking. I've been having a go up and downstairs. I don't drive to the mailbox or the mail room. I don't drive there. I walk.
Is it that far that people drive?
So my building is really weird. So I live on the back side of the building. The back side of my building doesn't have an elevator. So in order for me to use the elevator, I have to go through the parking deck and go to the other side of the building, and they have an elevator on their side. Then I go down. So, and it's weird, but yeah, it's kind of far though. Cause like I had to bring the people up from my couch, and I had to warn them. I'm like, listen, I don't know how to get us through the back gate. Get y'all through the back gate, but for real, it's gonna be a long roll. Cause they was like, can we leave our truck here? I'm like, yeah, but it's gonna take a long time for you to bring that couch up here. But they got it.
That's so inconvenient, but hey, it's okay. You don't got to move the sofa one time.
It's so inconvenient, yeah. Honestly, when I was moving the stuff in, I was like, honestly, I'm gonna resign this lease.
Yeah, I feel because moving is so. It's so funny. A lot of my furniture decisions was made based on the idea of moving out, and I was like,
I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm trying not to think like that just because I know that this time I really want to take my time and like put effort in furnishing my house because I legit have never put any thought into it. Like my first apartment, I literally just went to IKEA and got everything that matched.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's the same.
Like, I didn't necessarily think that it was cute. I just got it because I'm like, okay, my living room is black. Let's get a black couch. This.
And just boom, boom. When I think back on when I bought my first condo, on how I decorated it or didn't even, I'd be like, were you 12 years old? Like, why did it look like that? But I just knew I wasn't going to be there for long. So I'm just like, I don't really care.
And when you had an actual apartment, did you take time to decorate it or no?
No, because I actually lived with my ex when I stayed there. When we split and I kept that apartment to myself, I was preparing to move to California. So I didn't even think about none of that. And so even when I had my townhouse, like I wanted to really decorate it, but it was such a big place. I'm like, who's going to be buying all this? And I live by myself.
That would have been a lot of furniture.
Yeah. Even when I see people who buy these big houses, I be thinking like, you going to decorate all that? And maybe they will, but I just can't imagine.
That I still think about that conversation we had about the house versus apartment or condo, and nothing about a house is appealing to me.
Yeah, at all. Now I like the idea of having like yard space to have cookouts and all that, but I just do not care for that. Especially for those who listen, I had a townhouse that had 3 floors, 2 bedrooms, all this stuff. But anyway, I spent all my time in one room all day, so it was like pointless for me to decorate. Like the basement it just was too much. It was a nice idea to have, but when you live alone, you really do got to be realistic on do you want it because you never had it, or do you want it because you need it? And I didn't need it whatsoever. All right, so let's get into this episode. You got a Black Business of the Week?
No.
Okay.
I don't. You got one?
I always do. I don't know. We made in the Black Business of the Week, but I want to shout out Kemper's Caribbean Cafe on Metropolitan in Southwest Atlanta.
Sorry, baby.
So first of all, Draco put me on to Kemper's. He should be the one shouting them out, truth be told.
Yeah, I put everybody on. I put everybody on to Kemper's because
no, it was a picture. The picture was enough for me to be like, the shape of that salmon let me know they don't play no games.
Yes, like for one, okay, so this is what happened. I was on set one day, and 2 people that are not even from Atlanta at all had just came here for work. They were eating it, and I said, "What the fuck is that?" And she was like, "Jerk salmon," and I said, "Like they jerk it like the chicken?" And she was like, "Yeah." So they ended up ordering it for me right then. They literally ordered the food for me. So from that moment, I never turned my back. Now, I definitely pulled up on them a few times, and it seemed like the piece of salmon get bigger every time I go. It's just like...
Listen, I'm talking about it be the size of the whole, the stainless steel tray that hot food being. I swear mine was the length of that one time.
The one you had last time wore me out. I feel
like my very first one was huge, but it broke because it was so long.
but the flavor. Now, listen, I'm the type of person where like I eat salmon a lot. So now that since I eat it a lot, it's lost its like glitter. Like I
Yeah.
don't really like salmon
It's
like
got
that.
to be real good.
Yeah, I can eat it, but I wish I remember Pearl, or I don't know if everybody had Pearl on Peter Street, but Pearl used to make the best salmon, and they used to have like the crispy edges. Now, if it's like that, I definitely will eat it. And they used to have like this butter that you pour on it. That's the only way I really eat it. Kemper's jerked the hell out of their salmon. Then they post they jerked the hell out of that salmon. They jerked.
I'm crying.
Man, I don't know. It's so good that I ate it slow. Like I be wanting to like savor everybody. I turned that one plate into like 3 meals because I can't just eat it all in one. But they rice and beans is good. I gotta have it on top of the rice and beans. And then I never had the mac and cheese just because I'm not the person who eats mac and cheese when I go out. But you and Zay said the mac and cheese was good too.
Oh my God. Okay, y'all. So Kemper's is a Jamaican restaurant. It's a Jamaican restaurant on the west side. And it's very homegrown, very local. Like it's like you go inside, it's not like a fancy restaurant at all. They have like
that's how most Jamaican restaurants are though, Caribbean restaurants.
I'm just trying to paint the picture to let you know the vibes is on point.
Okay.
But basically, anyway, the food is really good. So every time I go, I've only gone twice, and I had the salmon. The first time I had salmon, sweet potatoes, and mac and cheese and cornbread. The cornbread was good. It was very cakey. It was a little thick, but it was good. And the mac and cheese, it sold me because, like Draco had told me before I had went, he was like, he don't really try people's mac and cheese because for real, when y'all, you know, we all love mac and cheese, but we almost always get disappointed when you get it somewhere else. Like I don't know what it is, but it's like, oh, people are like, oh, the mac and cheese so good, and you try, you just like, not really. But Kemper's is literally when Thanksgiving come and you make that scoop and you put it on your plate, that's what it tastes like. It's so good. So anyway, y'all, check it out. They do have veggie plate options if you don't want fish. They have shrimp. They have ribs. They have beef. They have chicken. It's so good, y'all. And it's so for those who are in Atlanta and you want to know what part of Metropolitan is on, if you know where JJ's is and LaCour is right between both of them. It's to the right of JJ's, to the left of LaCour.
Right in front of Metro Skate and Bowling.
It sure is. Yep, exactly. And it's so crazy because I love JJ's, but I'm sorry, I'm probably never going again unless they relocate. Because if they next to Kemper's, I'm going to Kemper's. But yeah, so okay, check out Kemper's, y'all. Let me give you the address. It is 1955 Metropolitan Parkway, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know the zip code, but if you type in Kemper's, Kempers Cafe, or you go on Instagram, it's Kemper's Cafe _. I'm not gonna lie, the pictures on their Instagram is not very pleasing. You can tell that somebody just, they just got a page to have a page, but trust and believe the food slap. And next time I go, I will get the jerk salmon pasta. I'm gonna try that because I've been told it's good.
That sounds like Rasta pasta, which is not my girl, so I'm gonna just stick to the rice.
No, it's not Rasta pasta, but I think they offer that. It's made to order though. So so shout out to Kemper's Cafe on Metropolitan, support a Black business. It's real good. Okay.
Hello.
Okay, so let's get into the shop talk.
So this week for my shop talk, I wanted to talk about Mike Tyson calling out Boosie.
I should know you're going to talk about it.
You already know. One thing about me, I'm going to hate Boosie. I'm going to talk about him. That's just how person I am. Because I don't see it. Amen. Okay, but so Boosie Badass has been known to talk about homophobic topics all the time. He brings up homophobia. He talks about every chance he gets, he brings up gay people. If it hasn't, like, honestly, he's one of those people where if it ain't talking about, you ain't got nothing to do with him or his lifestyle, but he gonna put his 2 cents in every time. So Mike Tyson brought him on his podcast, and he brought it up. And he asked him, he said, well, like, if most people that do that, they always have to prove their masculinity because they are fighting their the fact that they're homophobe. I mean, they're homosexual. Because every time something is brought up, he always has his 2 cents in. Now, Boosie only responded to the thing that he said about Dwayne Wade's daughter. Mm-hmm. However, he said way more than that.
For a long time,
For a long time. It wasn't just about that. It was about every single thing he talks about. I can specifically remember him it was something that was going viral about somebody being gay, and he said, dick is addictive. Dick is a drug, and that dick ain't nothing to play with.
Oh, I do remember that.
That wasn't about Dwayne Wade's daughter. So it's like every single time. So that's why that man asked you that and told you that because of that. And I think that's true. I've heard plenty of people bring up Boosie, saying that he's talked to members of the LGBT community. Apparently, he since he is sick, he has to go to the hospital all the time. And somebody who works at the hospital that he goes to said that he always has trans women come visit him in the hospital, bring him gifts and all this other stuff. Now that's just hearsay, but the way that stuff go around here, it's about true. The way that he's so, he just always feels the need to just down it and talk. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever said the first thing that come to your mind when you speaking about transgender kids, they're not even thinking about changing their gender. For the most part, they just don't feel right in their body. They feel like in the wrong body. Nobody is talking about cutting off genitals. They won't even allow that to happen until you're 18.
Right. That's why I was like, why did you go straight to that? And you know what I didn't like? First of all, shout out to Mike Tyson because he just straight up said it. No chaser, straight face, all that. And I'm glad that he did it because I don't know who else could have done that. Asked him that straight up. But he even doubled down, was like, I meant what I said, and I apologize to Dwayne Wade. Okay, but did you apologize to Zaya?
No.
Exactly. So it's like, what the it's just so crazy. My thing is, you were wrong. You were out of place. You should have just kept your doggone mouth closed. Like, that's really what it comes down to. So are you homophobic? He's out straight as an arrow.
That's all you said. But here's the thing. You're not.
Okay.
But it's just so many things that I can touch on. I'm gonna just keep it real short because I gotta keep it moving. But I just wanted to point that out because he wasn't finna jump back with Mike Tyson, and I live for that. But let me just say this for all the think pieces in the world, because I'm sure we have a lot of them that listen to the podcast.
Your poetry bag.
I live for y'all. I love people who because honestly, I always need a third opinion. There's always the right answer, the wrong answer, and the think pieces. And the think pieces, y'all, we need y'all sometimes. But I did read that I read a lot of people making think pieces about to counteract it and talk about Mike Tyson, talking about, he's one to talk. Let me tell you something. Before Mike Tyson opened his mouth to say anything to Boosie, you know what he said? He admitted his wrongs. He said, I had my own demons, and I realized where they came from, and I know what I needed to do to rectify it and all this other stuff. Y'all got to let people live their past down. I know that once you do something, it's embedded in y'all head, and y'all are the type of people who don't forgive. That's just who we are as Black people for the most part, because a lot of Black people think that way. Once somebody does something to you, of course, it's not your job to forgive them. Let me make that clear. It's not their job to forgive them, but that doesn't mean that just because a person went through that or they did a certain thing before that they can't change from it. I'm a living witness of it. I think that we all are. We all done something, even as a child, that we're not proud of or that we are embarrassed about, that we grew out of, and we understand what we did was wrong and we move forward. And I feel like everybody deserves that opportunity to grow. Yeah,
to redeem themselves.
I don't get it. I don't get that. And I don't like that he's trying to do the right thing now, and then you, instead of that, you just want to keep bringing it up. I don't like that. Same thing. We ain't gonna get into that today.
When Boosie was in prison, people used to go super hard for him, like bigging him up, like really riding for him. And I feel like the way he's been since because I never was a big fan. Like I didn't listen to his music like that. I did like the songs I knew, but or Wipe Me Down really. But I feel like the way he has carried on since coming out of prison, it's not really reflective of how people bigged him up while he was locked up.
Right. I personally, I don't want to say I was a Boosie fan like I was a stan of his, but I do feel like Boosie's music is a big part of the Black community, just especially Greek culture for one, college culture, because when I tell you so many songs to this day are popular at colleges that came out when we were young. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a big part of the Black community. And I feel like part of me isn't blaming him fully just because I grew up in the South and I understand what's taught to these people and I understand what's taught in the hood. And he's from Baton Rouge. That's even much more of a smaller town than New Orleans, of course. But small towns like that, they definitely are like Bible Belt. And it's always, you got to be as manly as possible or you're not going to get respect. And this is right, that is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you were teaching your son or having grown women having sex with your son at 14.
Right.
That's actually rape.
That's traumatizing too. It can.
You know what I'm saying? You forcing that because that's fucked up that you would even do that. That's worse on a child than actual letting them be who they know what I'm saying. Like I just think that's so weird that people get by doing that. But hey, listen, I can go on there about all day. I can go.
Yeah, we definitely got receipts of you being anti-Boosie, so I believe.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I definitely. I'm not. Listen, it's not a secret that I don't like that man. I don't even say I dislike him. I don't know him to dislike him. I just don't like how he always had something to say about gays. It's like, what is it? And I agree. Did somebody try you or whatever? And I understand he saw something in jail, but he obviously sat there and watched it long enough to tell full detail because the normal person would have just walked out of the room.
Yeah,
you sat there and watched it.
Yeah, I don't even know the details of that, but I heard about it. But yeah, that's interesting. How long he was in prison for a while? I mean, he might say he's straight as an arrow, but there's such thing as gay for stay, and who knows what else. But or he could just be feeling guilty. I definitely know people who used to be I definitely know some people who were super homophobic, and they end up being gay. And it's just like, you went that hard for what? It's like why does it bother you so much? Like literally, I don't get it. And now, and the whole time you were gay, it's like, why you just didn't be yourself? Because now you look even crazier when you come out. Because I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. So I don't know. And it's also such thing as in the male prison, they always say nothing is gay in jail. And I don't like that.
Yikes. So I wanted to talk about this been this big topic on social media for the past week. For what reason, I don't know. Because it don't seem to apply. But Saweetie dropped a song recently, and I can't remember the exact name of it, but it was something about the streets, okay? And she made a video with Quavo. I guess it was like at a party for the song, and she was basically saying like, if you're not buying your Birkin bag or paying your bills, send him back to the streets. And then Quavo basically, co-signed in the background, as he should, because they are people who are fortunate enough to have those kind of conversations, which involve bills and Birkins, okay? So naturally, social media went in an uproar. Now I don't know if they were more so mad that they man came out of a Birkin, or they're mad that Saweetie got a Birkin. I just really don't understand. And it also reopened the conversation about people's Birkins being potentially fake or hand-me-downs. Now, first things first, the fake one is lame, but I also know a lot of celebrities wear fake jewelry, fake a lot of stuff, because we gonna automatically assume it's gonna be real. I was just looking at this interview with Ocho Cinco, and he was talking about how all his jewelry was cubic zirconia because it all shined the same in the light. And I was like, I can't even be mad at it. And also, he said his Rolex was fake. Just anyway, so and then the hand-me-down thing, I thought that people got Birkins because of the resale value. So what's wrong with it being like a used bag? You know what I'm saying? That's my second. And my third is half of y'all, if not all of y'all, will never even have a Birkin bag. So why is this even a conversation? And why are you even requesting this from a common working man? Okay,
so I think that they not mad at Saweetie for having a Birkin bag or living for the fact that she has one. Okay. But I think that it's just a simple fact that she's trying to make that a standard. Like she people who have like status and people who are like celebrities and people in the industry, they actually have a responsibility for a lot of shit that just be going on around. Right. So like, if when they say stuff, it sticks.
Yeah, you're right. They really change the culture.
Yeah. So if you sitting there telling people like, oh, if your nigga can't buy you no Birkin, or he don't buy you no Birkin, he'll fuck with you.
And
That's
see,
not.
I just didn't take it as that. I took it as she clearly talking to the other rich folks. Because her man who bought her Birkin is right there behind her. That's what I thought. Because
No.
why in the world with me, I don't even make X amount of money. And I can't even be offended by that. Because it's like, well, I know I can't get one.
But you're not of that percentage of people who are easily drawn in by.
You're right. I do have a spine. I do
You know
have
what
a
I'm
mind.
But no, for real, I mean, realistically, like people really do sit on social media and they see these people with this shit, so they just be like, "I'm have it too." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is fine, but don't try to just come out and just say that's mandatory for your man to just buy you a Birkin bag. That's just that's why that's what the reasoning behind it. It's just the same as somebody saying like you need to get plastic surgery. You gotta have a body like this in order for a nigga to
okay. I can understand that analogy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
Okay. Yeah, maybe she was drunk. I don't know, but I get it now. But Twitter was in an uproar, and I'm just like,
yeah. The conversation about the fake Birkins, I definitely know that it's just a lot of replica bags going around anyway. But I don't think that the okay. So the thing about let me stick to one topic. The thing about the hand-me-down bags, let me just say this: like they saying that's a part because. You have to really be of status and be invited to get even in, you got to be a certain person to get invited to get a Birkin bag. So,
right. You had to have been spending money with them already. You got to, yeah, I do understand that.
Yeah. So that's for number one. And then the hand-me-down ones, I don't see nothing wrong with that, but they just saying in general, you can't get that shit new. They just saying basically you wouldn't be able to get it brand new for real. But okay. So I honestly don't see the problem with the hand-me-down Birkin bag. I would rather
it's not even that serious. I was just looking at Mulatto on the Breakfast Club, but she was talking about how the Birkin, like it ain't even a bag that you can carry a lot. It's one of those things you gotta. Because I think she said she took it to the club, but it was like kind of flimsy. I could be wrong. I
was about to say that bag is flimsy. It's like a Telfar.
Oh, for real?
That's why when Telfar first came out, it was just a New York thing for the most part. Like a lot of people from New York wore it. Nobody else really got into it, and they used to call it the Brooklyn Birkin. I mean, the Bushwick Birkin.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's flimsy, just like a Birkin bag. A Celine bag, to me, is more sturdy than that.
Okay. I get what you said. Some stuff like that just don't get me up in the uproar. But people really were just going hard. But, I feel like because of social media, women, because I'm a woman and I see and I follow majority women, have come with some really unrealistic demands from men. I'm just like...
What you think is unrealistic? Let me know.
Oh, for example, I saw a video from these girls who were on, I think it's called Big Homie's House. It's a podcast with this dude named Kodak. And this girl was basically kicking like, this is not, let me just make this clear. I know I ain't, you know what I'm saying, whoop de whoop. But this girl was looking very regular, almost less than regular, and was talking about how when she out to eat with her friends and her man knows she going out or something like that, he got to pay for everybody. And I'm just like, and honest to God, she don't look like a girl who is like that kind of, like it's some people.
Oh, there you go.
It's some people who do live a specific lifestyle, right? Who like a girl like a Jada or I don't even know if I could say Jada because I made a only gotten that perception of her because she started dating Lil Baby. But I feel like it's some girls that want the lifestyle that Instagram models try to perpetuate. And I feel like this girl who was saying this is not one of those girls, and she was just carrying on as if like she really having her way. And I just don't understand. I hate because Twitter would call me a pick-me. But I really hate that, and I don't care because I've been picked, okay, and I get picked. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like people have just the dynamics of dating and what the requirements are is just so drastic now, and it's just so crazy to me that people cannot have nothing going for themselves, but expect somebody who potentially don't even do what they expected them to do for them. It's just weird. Like, okay, to me, the type of men I've attracted in my life are like hood boogers. You know what I'm saying? Some trapping, some whatever cases. I met some corporate guys, but I've never been in an environment where I would even feel comfortable enough to even ask a dude for off top. We just met, pay my bills, pay for this, pay for that. Now that could be changed. Maybe if I change my environment, I guess. But I guess my thing is, where y'all find these dudes, and are they actually doing this? Like, are they actually fulfilling these requests? Because it seems kind of crazy. Because if all y'all asking for the sack, then who actually getting it? Because ain't no way he just cashing out of every last one of y'all.
Yeah. I honestly, I get it. Like, I understand that the times have changed, but I think that for the most part, what's going on is that people are seeing so much money on social media that they don't realize that about 50% of it is fake. Like, I see so
Or
much people, so
shared.
many people, yeah, and it's really not theirs. Like, I see so many people that borrow money from they label, borrow money from their friends to post. They have prop money. The jewelry don't be theirs. The bags don't be theirs. The clothes, the shoes, none of it is theirs. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So you're
crazy.
really putting on a facade just to bring in girls, and they friends be with it because they want them to attract these type of women that like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But then in reality, they get set up because they're like, oh, since I'm affiliated with this person, and then I also got this on, I'm going to get this type of girl. Then when she get over here thinking that she going to get that,
She gonna be on the floor and she don't got a round trip flight.
That's exactly. So,
That's so
I think that
crazy.
I had to really train myself, like, just to genuinely like go after just regular people.
Yeah.
Train. I got a train behind my house. You hear it?
Mm-hmm. I can hear it. It's okay. Let it pass.
But no, like, I have to really train myself to like separate from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might call me a square or whatever the case may be, but I think that realistic. I just look at long term. I look at long term when dating.
You would think that would be the smart thing to do.
And I also look at being happy and being comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
And,
I don't want my
compatible.
Yeah. I don't want my relationships and my friendships or even just my circles to just be revolved around materialistic stuff or materialism and attracting those type of dudes, because realistically you're not going to be happy. I know that people think that, oh, you know, you have a certain amount of money, you're going to be happy. Now in most cases that's going to be true, because I'll tell you something, people say money don't buy happiness, but I've been
make a down payment
and I've been very happy behind it.
I agree money can't buy happiness, but I think people assume that money solves all your problems. It will solve problems, but it will create some as well. But
a lot of it,
everybody with money ain't miserable.
In mental problems, like honestly, it'll just have you. It'll make you have like a unrealistic view of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't really know what's going on for real because you live in a different world. That just kind of bring me back to when I saw Asian Doll make that video about Trump saying that she wanted to vote for Trump because he was gonna. That she ain't never seen her friends up this much, having this money.
That he blessing the scammers.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you feel like this
posts like that.
Okay, but what's up?
Yeah, I saw this post. Let me see if it's still up, because it made me so annoyed. I'm like, I know it's easy to forget things that happen, but this is a person who literally hates you. Let's not forget. Okay, let me see if it's up. Dang, it's gone. So basically they was saying like, yeah, y'all go ahead and vote for Biden, who did this, and that. Well, all I'm saying is because of Trump, all my folks seen the first 10,000 they ever seen in their life. I'm like, they scammed it. They didn't earn it. It wasn't a gift.
If they didn't scam it, they got to pay it back. So what?
It wasn't a gift. It's so crazy that y'all can, like, listen, for real, y'all, all jokes aside, and I'm not a political person that can like spew out all these little facts here and there, but I will say that you need to look at the grand picture, the bigger picture. It's not just, don't be bought, because it's way bigger than that. And and it's crazy that y'all can look at cheating the government as a blessing. Now I get what you're saying. Okay, the government has cheated so many people. These people are cheating these corporations. I get it. That don't make it right. That just is what it is. That's just what Alicia say. Now, congratulations to those who may not go to prison for scamming money out of the government, but just know that the risk is there, and it's going to stay there.
And I get it, and you know what I'm saying. I'm all for it, honestly, because I think that what I've learned is to just like stop judging people for certain things, just because I see what our government, like our president, does. Like, he's a fucking scammer. He got baby daddies. He's a molester. I mean, baby mamas everywhere. He is a molester. You know what I'm saying?
He's racist. He's xenophobic. He doesn't, like, he literally only cares about the supremacy of his own kind.
Yeah. And so I look at things like that, and I'm like, honestly, he's not living right. The person that we're all supposed to pretty much look up to and that is running our country isn't living right. So why is it that it's so much pressure on Black people or people in general to do that when you can't even do it? So, you know what I'm saying? So I try to stay away from that, but in the same breath, I know that the risk behind not doing things the correct way. And I also know the long-term effect behind it because I've been there and I understand that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always trying to take the shortcut to do something and just kind of weasel your way into situations never really end up right, and you don't last long.
Yeah, man, I agree, and I mean, I get it. You know, you didn't have this like, yes, is what what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. I just want more for my people, and I do hate the negative connotation around some the Black community, and you know, like I was looking at what Jared Kushner said yesterday, or maybe it was today, just about like Black people have to want better for themselves. And, you know, I think the perception they always get is Black people in the hood, and they fail to acknowledge the greatness that we have contributed to a society. And I just kind of insinuate that we're lazy when we literally were the ones who built this country, and they were the ones who didn't put the labor in. But we ain't got to go back there, you know what I'm saying, every time. But it's just crazy. We just need an overhaul, man. I don't know. I'm fearful for next Tuesday, but I already voted, so I can't even. I mean, what more can I do?
Yeah, definitely, I voted too already, but I keep thinking about it. I didn't realize that it was that close. But next week we have a new president. Maybe the same. But hopefully we will. I feel like I've seen more voting campaigns that I've seen since Diddy's Vote or Die.
Oh yeah, and look, mind you, he did that whole campaign, and the Democrats still lost. But I hope we don't have that.
Dang, I didn't even think of that. Dang, what's the
they were selling them shirts at Macy's.
Yeah.
I wanted one.
I don't know. I've been seeing more billboards. I see a lot of
I agree.
In the industry.
Now granted, this is just my third time voting since I've been allowed to vote, but But I feel the same way. It's been real heavy on the campaigning and Trump people, because that he has a very dedicated fan base, that really go hard for him. So they're doing all they can to make his name visible and to continue his term. I'm just fearful that if he loses or when he loses, that he will try to take the election into court, and his newly inducted Supreme Court justice will aid him in taking back the White House, which will be very weird and probably illegal, but I guess all we can do is wait and see. Anyway, y'all, this is not the OD political podcast. This is the OD podcast, open discussion. So what we're going to talk about?
I mean, we can go back to the Birkin bag. So I think that for me, I get really angry because I see my nieces and my nephew, they get lured in. They're young, so they see these celebrities and they see these popular people, the influencers. They literally are what they title are. Because I remember when I first heard the term influencer, I'm like, that's stupid. But just to see exactly what's going on and see how, like I promise you, yesterday I was on Instagram. I saw the fourth person have a Jordan 23 party. Keep in mind, I haven't seen that for real, like, as a concept. Now, I know people do that. They call it when they turn 23 that Jordan year, but the whole party situation when they have like Jordans up. Now, I've seen that jump like 4 times since Jada.
Yeah, well, I don't know many 23-year-olds, if any, so sorry.
Well, I've seen it on like blog sites.
I know what you mean, though, and that's what it is. That's what people get. People are taking all these extravagant trips. Man, they might have wanted to do it before, but I think when they see these people who are their same age, which is not very common, because for us growing up, the celebrities that were our age were artists. You know what I'm saying? But now there are influencers, and it's just way more. And so I think they see that and they feel like, oh, if Jada can do it, or if Ari can do it, or such can do it, and I could. Like, when was somebody's baby mama really like a celebrity? Like, people's girlfriends have become famous from dating them, like Amber Rose and Karrueche. But the way they glorify a lot of these rappers' baby mamas, I'm not mad at it, but it's very different compared to what we used to. And like you said, like, they definitely influence, and the look, the style, the clothing, the hair, the lashes, all that,
I'm not mad at it, actually. I had to like kind of stand back and just look at it for what it is. I ain't too mad at it. I think that for the most part, I'm just mad at the fact that people just really be looking like they gotta have that shit. Like, honestly, they dating people that's like really rich. And then most of them have their own businesses, like they have.
And the stuff they probably putting up with, which we don't get to see on the internet, some stuff that people would never want to deal with. But because of the lifestyle it provides, they'll just kind of turn the other cheek. Yeah,
But for real, the reason why I don't look down at it is because look, what is Kylie? An influencer and a rapper baby mama.
She is, but at least she was famous before that, but because of her sister. So she's affiliated. She's an affiliate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and then even then, and this is not to pick sides, but her daddy was also famous, her sister's daddy. So I think they at least was kind of born into some kind of, something. But some of these folks straight up out the hood.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at it. It's a success story, but I do. Unfortunately, the drawback of it is these people are going to be themselves. So things that we would deem inappropriate or not necessary are things that they putting it out, and it is impacting kids. Man, I came across I don't know what it was. Maybe it was like a YouTuber, but she was like just turning 18. I thought this girl was like old, like my age. It was like, man, when I was in high school, I was so crusty. Working my little $6 an hour job.
With a side ponytail.
Some Bow Wow posters on my wall. These folks closing on their first home. Listen, like I said, I'm not mad at it, but I do fear when kids grow up too fast. They get exposed to too much, and then they lack in other areas because of that.
Yeah.
That's all.
I've had somebody who like, I get a lot of younger people that ask me questions about everything just because they be like, oh, you seem to be kind of mature on certain stuff, so you know a lot of things. So I'll be having to ask you certain stuff. So I don't mind. Just ask me. I've had somebody who grew up with money. Okay, They grew up with money. Asking me today, was turkey meat?
See, that's what I'm saying.
They want to stop eating meat. They say, is turkey considered meat?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? And you pushing a Maybach. I don't know who this person is, but I'm just saying these people who are. See, that's what I'm saying. It's turkey meat.
Yeah.
It's a pig pussy pork.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's just so many things you just miss out on because
I'm like, dang, these folks really slow with money.
And I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about how kids, like, there's like, I guess college students right now, they don't really go up to people to introduce themselves. Like they start dating via text. It's just little things. And I know that as each generation goes by, there will always be something that they're doing differently. But I feel like the sense of communication and the intellect is down. And maybe they're smarter in other areas, like technical and stuff like that. But what about basic life skills and how to communicate in general? I don't like that. Maybe I sound like a parent. I feel like my mama was saying similar stuff.
I mean, you don't, but I mean, in a way you do, just because people gonna always associate adulting with parenting. But
yeah, in social media terms, I'm old, so
I mean, that's true though. Like, are you gonna fucking just have learn basic life skills or not? Or what? I feel like everybody skipped home ec. Is that not a thing no more?
I ain't have home ec, but I do know how to cook.
Maybe that's it.
Huh?
I said, just because you know how to cook macaroni and cheese don't mean you know how to cook.
Hold on now. But I do think that also maybe our perception could be skewed because maybe we're just seeing what's on social media. Maybe there's more regular people than we think.
For sure, it is more regular people than we think. Everybody, I don't even try. I try not to follow stuff like that. Honestly, I just followed Jay the other day. I was watching her YouTube, and I was like, I really kind of like her.
Yeah, I like her too. Actually, she ain't done nothing to make me mad, but I'm not going to no hosting that she doing. No, I mean, I'm not going to no club anyway, and it's a pandemic. But
yeah, I would go. I would have went to a party.
No, I wouldn't have gone to that either. But hey, whatever. All right. So anyway, what you got coming up?
Unpacking still.
Still.
I actually need to just buy another closet. I just went out. I'm fine. I don't need no dresser. I don't want a dresser. So I'm trying to like make this shit work.
Yeah, you should.
And it's not.
Yeah, you might have to, but try to maybe get creative with it. Get like one of those cubby things or something. I don't know. That might not be good enough for clothes though.
It's just shirts, honestly. I'm gonna just have to figure out how my t-shirts.
Yeah, I don't have I hung everything. But anyway, so by the time this comes out, it's coming out tomorrow, so never mind. But yeah, so nothing's really going on. I got my job is starting to stress me out again, but that's life, right? I'm ready for the holidays. I'm ready to put my tree up, and
Girl, you've been trying to put this tree up since July.
I know. One of my neighbors got a lit Christmas tree on their patio. I'm like, okay, put it inside, buddy. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for listening to the 95th episode of OD Podcast. Make sure you guys vote on election day, and if you don't vote, you don't complain. Okay, for 4 years. Okay, thanks.
What?
I'm saying if you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain about the climate. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.